Calling this meeting to order at 1:03 p.m.
Member Brown,
Present.
Member Childs, Member Jackson,
Present.
Member Smith, Chair Frazier.
Present.
You have a quorum.
Any comments from guests?
I'd like to make one if I could. Is this just on? My name's Kathy Jolson. I'm from Berrien Springs. I'm part of the Friends of Crystal Springs and Morton Hill Cemeteries. I'd just like to get the comment into the record that what I'd like to see in the future of this board is that the city or the state reestablish their perpetual care fund and let them run the cemetery as a business again, because it contributed to the whole city. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for your comments. Any response from the chair members? Any written complaints?
I haven't received any.
Okay, approval of meeting minutes from May 13th, 2025.
I so move that the minutes of May 13th of 25 be approved.
Motion by Brown, second by Jackson. Member Jackson,
Yes.
Member Smith, Member Brown,
Support.
Chair Frazier.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, up next, Friends of Crystal Springs and Morton Hill Cemeteries.
Thank you, everybody. Make it brief and quick. I'll let you review the numbers yourself. The biggest change we had there is we added 25 new members to our Facebook page. That was primarily due to somebody that posted on the Benton Harbor St. Joe Facebook page. They're talking about the Lady on the Cross. And ended up with about 100 comments. And I took the opportunity to invite them to come over to the Facebook page for Friends of. And due to that, we had an increase of 25 new people signing up. Activities since last report, we have got a bank account established with Honor Credit Union in Benton Harbor for our organization. Activities in Crystal Springs. When we were putting the flags out for the veterans for Memorial Day, we noticed there was a piece of paper hanging on the Fraser Mausoleum. And I went over there and opened it up and looked at it, and somebody had put a note on there that the back window was missing. And I walked around the back, and there was a piece of plywood laying on the ground. And somehow it worked out. The original window at some time must have been destroyed many months ago, if not years. But a piece of plywood was laying on the ground, so it fit. And they got it reinserted back in the window. It's a temporary patch, but it's good enough for until somebody wants to make a more permanent repair to it. So I'll be checking that and make sure it hasn't fallen out over the next few months. We started auditing the veterans flags. What we're doing there is comparing the list that we have for veterans and making sure that they do have flag or flag holders available. And I'll be going on for another month just to make sure everybody has a flag. And we started, continued moving the path down at the Morningside Drive. Again, we're relocating the rough paths of last year or so closer to the curbing that exists down in the Morningside Drive. Morton Hill, the two trees that were blocking the roadway reported last month are gone. And I'm assuming it was done by the Public Works Department. But that was an interesting surprise that we could drive through the area again. And we also our group also took an opportunity, there's one tree in the back that came down last fall. And we worked on that, getting the loose limbs, cutting most of the limbs off and the leaves and getting those disposed of. The main trunk is still there. And we're looking at ways of getting rid of that and getting that thing cut up and taken out. Also, when that tree came down, it destroyed or damaged 3 headstones. And 2 of them were small enough that my wife and I could get those straightened back up and remounted. There is still 1 headstone underneath the tree, and that'll be there until the tree's removed. We're still looking for solutions for the flag pole, and also the floodlights. Memorial Day, we had a good turnout for Memorial Day celebration for the Veterans Chorus. We had over 40 people attend. And this was, again, the ceremony was done by Bruce Buckerite. This is his 3rd year. And it was a really emotional time for him. His wife had passed 2 weeks before that. And we hope that he continues on with that ceremony every year. Future work, we're going to keep moving the pathway over to the curb and widening that up down in Morningside Drive. We've got 1 tree left to cut in Floral Lane that's it's fallen down over the last few years. And we're going to complete the veteran flag audit. And we'll start removing the flags. Flags with the Veterans Cross will be removed after Flag Day, which is another week. And then the remaining flags, we start taking those down the July 14th after the 4th of July. And there's no change in the expenditures for the organization. Thank you.
That was good work. I saw that post about the lady on the cross. So I'm real big on history, so I'm Googling, and I never noticed that there were hands. She was hanging on the cross.
Oh, yes.
So
Yes.
that was pretty cool, so.
Yeah.
And what size flag are you, do we need for the flagpole?
For Morton Hill, that'd be a 4-by-5 foot flag. We do have a group out of Grand Rapids, this is Bruce Buckerite, has got a flag for that. It's just a matter of getting it to the flagpole.
And do we need one for Crystal Springs also?
No.
No, just Morton
Only,
Hill.
yeah, Bruce's organization has kept the flags at all the cemeteries. And that includes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different flags that he's been supplying us for the last few years.
Unfinished business update on maintenance/repairs.
Well, there's nothing really additional to report at this time on it. We talked with the engineers, are still working with the pump company to see if we can get some water moved to a couple of locations there in the cemetery.
I just want to bring to light, so how are we doing as far as the grass cutting? I've driven by the cemetery, Crystal Springs on the outside. I mean, not very well kept, but definitely could do better. But I have noticed that the city has been doing some of the cutting around the city.
We are, but we have Mr. The gentleman that cut it last year, he's still doing the maintenance in the cemeteries. And I'll follow up with him to see if we're falling down in some area.
Okay, and he mentioned, I apologize, your name just went out of my head, but something in regards to trees that had fallen. Whose job is that?
I assigned Jack to try to take care of that tree and get it out.
Okay, thank you on that. Any updates on cemetery personnel? New business, transfer of funds for burials. But before we do that, I wanted to make sure this is correct as far as what we are owe C Management. What is our balance with you?
Current balance before I got it's about 25,000. It was 55, there's a check for 30 here, so it's right about 25 now.
Okay, thank you, Bert, for that. So on to new business, transfer of funds for burials.
So your amount from last month, which was April 8th through May 8th, was 24,610. Since then, from May 13th to May 28th, 13,960, leaving a total of 38,570.
Okay, so my question to you, Mr. Little, is with this 38,000 we have to transfer, are we able to take care of the balance that we have with C Management so that we're at zero?
No, ma'am.
And why is that?
The money we just paid, I believe 30-something thousand, that wasn't money that was available. If you recall, last meeting you didn't transfer any funds, but we still went ahead and paid as I said we would. When we do the next round of bills that we're paying, just as we always do, we'll also pay C Management.
Okay. Moving forward.
Mr. Little, what about the money that was transferred, the 800,000 that the city approved? Can some of that money be used to pay C
That's what
Management?
was paid.
But
That's
my
what was
question
used.
is, can we pay the balance in full?
No.
And why is that?
Because the city has a lot of other bills that have to be paid, and we do go through a process each time, as I've explained over and over again. We look at what cash we've got, we look at what bills we owe, how far behind they are, and we try to be fair with everybody and pay as much as we can on all of them. We're not talking about a long time before we do it, but when we do, we'll do it the same way we always do it.
Has that budget been set already, how much that you're gonna pay each department, or can we know how much of that money that you're paying? Can we get the notice of how much is being paid of that 30,000 that's owed?
Well, this was paid yesterday, and you're getting the information today. I would suspect the next time will probably be about the same way.
Any other comments from the board? Okay, I move for the transfer of funds for $38,570.
I support.
Second.
Support.
Motion by Frazier, second by Brown. Member Smith? Member Brown?
Under protest, support.
Member Jackson?
Yes.
Chair Frazier?
Support.
Motion carried.
Comments from the board? Okay, if no comments, refer to the documentation that we received today, board members, and hopefully we'll have more updates as far as update on maintenance, repairs, and finances for the next meeting, July 8th, 2025. I call this meeting to end at 1:20 p.m.
Support.
Second.
Member Brown?
Yes.
Member Jackson?
Yes.
Member Smith? Chair Frazier?
Yes.
Motion carried.